Head of Market Analysis, Angus Campbell. Morning to you, Angus. We've got a little bit of a boost for the equities at the start. Is this likely to continue, this momentum?
Yeah, I wouldn't quite classify it as a boost, Axel. Good morning. I think that obviously yesterday's reaction was probably a little bit knee-jerk from the markets. The FTSE falling 1.5% following the inflation report. I mean, you know, it was the first for new Governor Mark Carney, so it was always going to probably be quite a dramatic reaction from the markets, and that's certainly what we saw yesterday. So we're expecting the FTSE probably to open only up some 10 points or so. Of course, it did cause quite a bit of an interesting reaction from the currency markets as well. There's a little bit of data. Things are quieter today, but of course, as you mentioned, that Chinese import-export number, that's helped boost the Aussie dollar a little bit, which is recovering. And a lot of these risk assets over the last few weeks have just been pointing to a bit of a negative trend in the short term. And so I think there's been a few people maybe just thinking that this is an opportunity to perhaps buy. So a few people just maybe thinking that, you know, the sell-off in the FTSE yesterday brings us to a level where we should be looking to buy around 6,500, and in the Aussie dollar, you know, near that sort of psychological level, 9,000, and the Aussie's just drifted a little bit higher, 90.80 this morning. Yep. So there's a little bit of appetite for maybe picking up a bit of risk today.
What are you doing with sterling at the moment? I know we got a little bit of a boost on the back of Carney yesterday, unexpected. A lot of people saying because everyone was short sterling. What's your call on sterling?
Yeah, I think there certainly was a little bit of a squeeze. A few people certainly taken by surprise. It was one of those things where, you know, everyone was expecting, you know, forward guidance, a lot of dovish comments from Carney, and then, you know, people say the initial reaction from sterling was to sell off. But then, of course, people suddenly thought, hang on a sec, if you're keeping interest rates low for 3 years, you know, the economy is improving at the moment. Things are looking a bit brighter. What are things going to be like in 3 years' time? You're going to have to ramp up rates pretty fast. So sterling, on the back of that, suddenly swung hugely to the upside. So this morning, things just a little bit flat. I think that if you look at the trend for sterling, things just looking a little bit brighter for it, but probably just a squeeze, as you say, maybe a bit of a squeeze on those sterling bears.